What to do in Seaside, Oregon. One of the most picturesque resort towns along the Oregon coast, Seaside has attracted families and holidaymakers for over a century. It boasts a beautiful broad beach with countless attractions and arcades on its bustling boardwalk and beachside promenade. Since so many people descend upon the town in the summer months, the center of Seaside takes on an almost carnival-like atmosphere. With so much going for it and numerous state parks and nature spots to be found nearby, Seaside is well worth checking out if you have the chance. 10. Lewis and Clark Monument. Lying at the center of the turnaround, one of the city's most iconic attractions is the Lewis and Clark Monument. Gazing out majestically over the Pacific Ocean, it makes for a striking sight with phenomenal views to be enjoyed from its foot. Besides the two hardy adventurers, it also depicts their loyal hound seamen with vignettes around the bottom portraying various events that happened along the way. 9. Camp 18 Museum. An interesting place to visit in Seaside, the Camp 18 Museum documents the history of logging in Oregon and the impact the industry had on the state. Set half an hour's drive southeast of the city, its rustic log cabin and restaurant lie in a lovely scenic spot. Since the 1970s, its founder Gordon Smith has been collecting logging equipment with huge axes and saws on show alongside other tools, trucks, and antiquated machinery. 8. Fort Stevens State Park. Occupying the northwesternmost tip of Oregon, Fort Stevens State Park offers stunning scenery and interesting historic sites and is only a 20-minute drive north of Seaside. Formerly an American military installation, its vast swaths of woods, beautiful beaches, and coastline offer all kinds of excellent outdoor activities. Due to the fantastic hiking, mountain biking and swimming, the state park is a popular place to go camping. 7. Turnaround at Seaside. Set at the spot where Broadway Street meets the Seaside Promenade is the Turnaround, one of the most popular places to visit in town. For a century now, the iconic little loop of road has attracted visitors due to its unique and unusual layout and the epic views it offers over the ocean. Built in 1920, the Turnaround marks the point overlooking the Pacific at which the Lewis and Clark expedition finally finished their arduous trek across the states. Looking out over the beach and Pacific, the pavement and viewpoint are lined by a balustrade and lamps with the Lewis and Clark Monument lying at its center. 6. Lewis and Clark Salt Works. Lying alongside the Seaside Promenade is another of the numerous historic sites in the area that relate to the infamous Lewis and Clark expedition. It was here at the salt works that some of the Corps spent the winter of 1805 preparing salt for the return leg of their mammoth journey. As the expedition had run out of salt by the time they reached the Pacific, the explorers had no other choice but to boil seawater over a stone furnace. 5. Saddle Mountain Trail. Located half an hour's drive to the east of Seaside, the trail takes you past sublime scenery and nature before you emerge at a magnificent viewpoint. Stretching almost 3 miles in length, the picturesque path winds its way steeply up the side of Saddle Mountain. On the way you pass by pockets of pretty wildflowers and through verdant woods with the view steadily getting better and better the higher you go. 4. Old Seaside. The main place to shop, dine and go out in the city, Old Seaside is centered around Broadway Street, the seaside resort town's bustling main thoroughfare. While most attractions and establishments lie towards the turnaround end of town, yet more shops and restaurants can be found east of the estuary that divides downtown in two. 3. Seaside Aquarium. Located just north of the turnaround, alongside the promenade, is one of the city's main attractions, the superb Seaside Aquarium. One of the oldest aquariums on the West Coast, it has an extensive array of animals and exhibits that focus on the marine environments of the Pacific Ocean. On top of learning about its more than 100 species of marine life, you can also stroke some of its residents in its terrific touch tank. 2. Seaside Promenade. The historic Seaside Promenade is a treat to stroll along with stunning scenery and views the whole way along. For over a century, the picturesque path has been popular with both locals and tourists alike for the numerous attractions and sights that line its route. While gorgeous swaths of sand lie on one side, the other is home to charming beachside cottages and historic hotels. 1. Seaside Beach. The main reason that people visit the resort town of Seaside is for Seaside Beach, which is one of the biggest and most beautiful along the Oregon coast. Its expansive sun-kissed sands offer all kinds of fun outdoor activities with countless shops, restaurants and sites also lying nearby. As well as lounging lazily on its sands or swimming in the sea, you can also play volleyball or enjoy surfing and paddleboarding. Seaside Beach hosts several fun competitions and sporting events during the year,